What's up? Good morning, guys. How we doing? It is Wednesday morning. We are 18 seconds out from the close of this 5-minute bar number 6 of the day here on NQ. Of course, we are trading Nasdaq futures. I repeat, this is the December NQ contract, and we're looking at a 5-minute chart. On to bar number 7 here. Let's get to work. Thus far, I'd say in the last couple of weeks, if I had to pick one bar that's been the golden child, it would be bar 7. Bar number 7 has especially produced some decent revenue here. More so late last week, mid to late last week. This week, maybe not so much, but let's see what we get here out of bar 7. Good morning, guys. How we doing? Brandon, Sal's, Javaz, good to see you, brother. Option, how we doing? Good morning. Christian, good morning, brother. Good to see you. Mega, how we doing? Hey, Roy. John Stealth Rose. Hey, Lurt. What's up, brother? Sergio, good morning. All right, everybody pouring into work here. Let's get to it. All right, big bar 7. Very, very profitable bar last week, man. If we can get bar number 7 here, just falling off a cliff, closing like beneath 3. Ooh. Wrong way, 7. Hey, Vanny, John, good morning. All right, 310 out here. Again, bar number 7. Let's see what we get. You'll see another great example. Bar number 1, opening bar. Big push to the downside. By the time bar number 1 closes up, man, I'm telling you, it's about a 50-50 shot. Whether it continues or reverses, that is a coin flip. So, you just got to wait for a little more information, and then do everything you can. James says my Apex payout was approved in less than 12 hours. Yeah, they're getting quicker. They're getting quicker. It continuously is happening where I'll request. Now, listen, for those of you guys taking Apex payouts, listen, here's the way that I do it. Usually, Central Time, I'll check in like 4:45 and Central Time, and usually from if that trading day was the day that gets you eligible to request a payout, usually by about 4:35, 4:45, it's ready to request. If you refresh the screen on the request payout page in the Apex portal, you guys know where that is, right? Once you do that and it pops up, just request it as quickly as you can. In most cases, not every case, but in most cases, by the time I wake up the next morning early, it's approved. They're getting quicker. Now, if it's not approved, don't freak out. It can take, a day or two sometimes, but it's been faster than it was, which is very, very nice. All right, big bar 7, what you got? Minute 15 out. Good work on the payout, James. Good job. All right, 7. Kind of a big wick up top. Makes us need to risk more if we got a half decent bear body, which doesn't look like we're going to get. 15 seconds till the close. So if we can hold this as a bear body, like if we could close this a bit lower, 8 seconds. Good, good, bears. Keep pushing that baby. All right, good. Now, bar 8. I'm very interested in bar 8. Give us a nice, clean bear body. Moderately sized, if not a little bigger. And close bar 8 up clean. And we're breaking the ice. Easy as that. Come on, bears! Dump that baby off. Ooh, yeah, close this right below 3. That would be beautiful, but don't grow that wick up top too much. We gotta use that to manage our risk. Doesn't have to close beneath the wick low of 3. That would just make the math easy for a stop hunt of the wick low of 2, but I don't have to stop hunt it. I would just like to if we can. All right, now if the bulls are able to pop this baby up a bit, all of a sudden we start looking at this kind of deal as a risk. So we got to be careful if the bulls pop this thing harder. That's really common. Big push, full reversal, trading range. Really what that says is the market doesn't know what the hell to do. Typically those break out one direction or the other relatively quickly. Which way? Basically a coin flip, so you let it break, wait for a good price action, ramp setup, put it on. You can trade the range in the meantime if you'd like, though the range is not really heavily developed yet at this exact point on bar 8 here. Yeah, ATR here about 27 3/4. Not too bad. You know, above 30, above 40 is better, but, you know, I'll take 27 here on the 5-minute chart for an average true range. The range on the entire day thus far here, after the New York Open, is over 100 points, 115 points-ish, which is good. That's better than what we've been seeing in the last couple of days, I think. We were less than 100 points, so maybe Monday, this time of day? I forget. But if we can get that ATR creeping up, you know, if we can get that ATR to like 37, oof, that'd be beautiful. 42. Something in that region. I don't want to be too picky though, because the 20s is doable. We can work with that. We've seen below 10, which starts to make our job tough. All right, 30 seconds out here from the close of bar 8. All right, tiny little bull body close, big wiki body out of bar 8. All right, bears, just break this thing lower. There you go, bears. Let's keep that moving. Keep that moving. All right, 3.5 minutes out. No, this is bar 9. If bar 9 were to kind of hold how that wick looks up top and push much lower and give us a clean close, I'd say at least like 15 points lower, then we have an idea. Now you could wait for bar 10. You know, I wouldn't be mad at you for waiting, but I also wouldn't be mad at you for taking bar 9 here if we did get that clean close, because, you know, we've seen setups like this in the past plenty of times. You get bare body, small bull doji, essentially, just very small bull body. And then you return. We've seen it to the upside too. This kind of thing. Kind of a wiki top up here though. Hesitated. Last second, bar 5 kind of pulled back, closed up. Nothing there. Wouldn't have gotten a fill anyway. And then just entered what is attempting to be a trading range here. So, let's see if the bears can take this thing lower. Close it up nice and clean. We're 2 minutes, 20 seconds out. And let's get rid of this guy as soon as possible. Get a fresh set of eyes. All right, 60 seconds. Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind that. I don't want to see that bear body grow too much. It's definitely not an A setup, but it's at least a B minus, if not a B. And with my grading scale, B minus is my minimum for a funded account, whereas like C, maybe C minus. C is my grading scale for evals. But B minus and up for fundeds. All right, ready? 20 seconds out. Gonna go ahead and get the copy trader engaged. And let's see. Let's see what we get. Nice bear body after a small little bull doji. After a kind of ugly bear body, but not too bad. Set that guy there. We will get a fill, suck him up, bring him down, and fall through bears. Fix my stop. Right there. ATR 29. Now let's see if we can hunt those stops. Below the wick of 2. Alright. Not the greatest fill of all time, but it's alright. You know, I'm not gonna make a fuss about a point or 3 ticks. HR 30. Now we just see if it works. Had us in the money quick, didn't it? 18 and a half points in the money quickly. Not enough. I'm not interested in taking dollars because they're there. I'm interested in following the plan that has treated me very well. So let's see bears fall that baby through and take out that wick low of 2. That'd be very nice to see. All right, 320 left here on bar 10, this 5-minute bar here. Again, I am interested. I want to see if we can hunt the stops below the wick low of 2. So bears, let's step in, see if we can get that done, baby. Now, also worth considering, this full day, we could end up being a trading range, right? But that doesn't change it. I want to see if we can take out the stops below the wick low of 2. And that's when I would take it off. I wouldn't be looking for a continued push necessarily because, you know, we might just see the full day become a trading range. But still, those stops, if they get triggered, can push us a little bit further. Boom, that's when I would want to get out and then let the market do what it's going to do. If it wants to range, fine. If it wants to turn into a bear trend, fine. We'll get back in on the next signal body. But right now, damn it, bears! Step in, baby. Take this thing 100 points lower. They take out that signal body in 9. That is right back in the trading range, and we are moving on. Let's see. All right, minute 8 left here on this 5-minute bar, bar 10. Yeah, bears, I don't think these bulls have any business doing what they're doing, man. Let's step in, get the job done here. All right, here's the open of bar 11. Respectable close out of the bulls, but a single body. So you guys know my decision-making process. It's, would I get long on that bar? Because I'm currently sitting short. Would I get long? No, it's a single body. It's an inside close. So there's no decision for me to make on that. If I were flat, I would do nothing, which means I do nothing. Keep it simple. Keep it consistent. All right, Bears. Let's show these bulls who's boss, man. Take out their wick low. Stops right beneath bar number 2. Let's get these bulls sweating a bit. See what we can get done. All right, Bears. Show 'em who's boss. ATR 33. Now, I want to stay exposed. And then I want to suck this back to try to do my best. Take profit on a reasonable bust through the wick low stops. For better than a full ATR. $30 seconds left here on bar 11. What you got, Bears? Do it to him. Go. Reasonable close out of 11. Not too bad. Not a decision candle for me, though. Is 12 the golden child? Let's see. All right, Bulls, you can have a little bit. That's all right. I-12? Turn that guy around. Okay, wick low is 72. ATR's 33. I think reasonably we can maybe expect, you know, almost 5 points of push. Boom, place him. Break those stops, bears. And if we don't do it quickly, I'll pull it on back. Stay exposed to the bigger move. All right, we'll stay exposed. And get ready to plop him down. Cool. Do it, bears! Take it through, baby! Take it through! What the f... Alright, hold up. It's gonna flatten here, automatically, new feature. Alright, good. Alright. We're flat. 4,900 bucks. Let's keep it moving. God, isn't it cringy when it does that? Oh. It like doesn't really give you a fill right away. We're good. We are good. Copy trader. You know, the affordable indicators copy trader is killing it. They have a new feature. I gotta make it a little faster though, where it automatically flattens. I don't even have to press anything, but it always does make me cringe a little when it does it automatically. Yeah, damn straight, Derek. Damn straight you do, big dog. Yeah, you know, gold mine, I don't know, man. I mean, the answer really is that I traded through a lot of pain for a really long time. And when you go through the forests of hell, I don't mean to sound dramatic, but like genuinely, when you go through hell trying to get to a point, and you finally get to a point where you have a low stress trading methodology that has treated you well, you know what to do, you're very rarely confused on what to do, you just kind of stop caring about every individual trade. That's the secret. You need to get yourself to a point where you just don't really care if you win or lose on this trade, because you're so confident that by the end of the month you'll make money. And the only way to do that is have a relatively simple, low stress, not stress-free, but low stress and non-confusing decision-making methodology for your trading. So for me, I trade RAM, and it does all of those things for me. So you just kind of don't care. You're doing your job regardless. If you lose, okay, you did your job. Losing's a part of winning in this game. If you win, cool, great. Another one for the good team. And you move on. That's an outsized bar. That right there is the biggest bar of the day. That is an outsized bar. I know some of you guys were asking about 9. 9 wasn't really that outsized, to be honest. The risk was reasonable. That right there is about a 100-point bar. So that is outsized on 12 compared to the ATR of 38. You guys know. So we'll wait here for 13. See what we got on 13. Oh, got to update the trade count, baby. We are 1 trade in. Nice little B or B minus RAM setup, Pete. B minus is my absolute floor for funded accounts, but again, with the way that I'm very picky, I guess disciplined with my trade grading, so my B minus might be somebody else's like A minus. So I know B minus sounds not great, but an A plus setup or an A setup has to be just gorgeous. They don't come around too often, so B minus helps us retain edge, but get the sample size up. So, you know, bar 9, nice B minus B RAM setup. Get short below it with a stop limit sell and risk the signal body and see if we can hunt those stops below 2, which is exactly what we did. Got a little rocky there for a second. So what? That's okay. Hey, Pat, good work. Good work, brother. All right, 3 minutes out here on bar 13. All right, halfway through bar 13 here. Nice push so far. See if the Bears can hold that up, man. Yeah, Aurora, I think. Probably butchering it. I apologize if I am. Aurora, can you earn more than $1,500 on a Take Profit Trader Pro account? Yeah, once you're in a pro account at Take Profit, this is one of the big benefits of Take Profit. They don't, as long as you follow the very basic rules in Take Profit, which are super basic, like don't trade the news that's on the calendar, don't trade more than the allotted contracts, don't hit your, trailing drawdown. You can make as much as you can, and then you can take 80% of that on your payout. Daily. But listen, Take Profit Trader is a tremendous firm, especially if you're trying to bootstrap going full-time. And they happen to be the best deal today with code BIG, 40%, no activation fee. 40% off, that is. I also love Apex, also a tremendous firm. Apex pays reliably, same as Take Profit Trader, and Apex lets you go to 20 accounts, so it's really good for scaling, which is really, really important in prop trading. You gotta scale this thing. All right, let's head back to the execution screen in case we get something here on bar 13. Well, let's get ready just in case. 26 seconds out. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna have to get the copy trader engaged in case bar 13 here adjusts in the last 20 seconds and gives us a nice clean close down in this region here. I want to do my best not to miss anything, so I will get a stop limit sell ready, suck that back, and get ready just in case we get a last second adjustment. They do happen. No trade on 13. Next bar here. Let's watch 14. Pete, how many accounts should someone new seek to hold? Pete, listen, if you have positive expected value, as many as you can. If your expected value is still negative, meaning you have not found a reasonably consistent profitability, then the answer is 1, just keep your expenses low. Okay, trade 1 micro in 1 cheap Apex eval until you find positive expected value. Once you do, which is just a game of patience, like how bad do you want this is how patient can you be. Once you do, then the answer is fuck expenses, only play offense. You have a statistical edge. Don't play defense. Offense, offense, offense. Offense makes money. Defense keeps you scared. Which is something I had to learn. All right, Big Bar 14, what you got? Let's see if we can get a nice close out of 14, then maybe 15 will give us another trade back upside. Let's see. Unless the Bears just take this baby lower, in which case we might have something anyway. We're not playing football, big dog. Come on, Eric. In the game of trading, business, entrepreneurship, anything that's not sports, I guess, as far as making money, and assuming you're doing things like the right way and you're not in some sketchy, weird industry doing something bizarre, defense can give you... Everyone's always trying to play defense. Which I get, like, I get it. But defense can give you a retirement someday in 40 years from now or 20 years from now, where you have to kind of count your pennies and make it last. For me, for my personality type, I just want to play offense. It's more fun. And by the end, I'm going to be much happier. And in this game, offense makes millions. Defense makes you, a few $100,000. Offense makes millions, tens of millions, more. All right, well, we better get ready, huh? Let's see what 14 brings us. 18 seconds out. Copy trader. Engaged. Stop limit sellout. This always makes me a little nervous in case you dump through. Do we get a close beneath the wick low of 13? We do not inside close insecure ass bulls, which means we wait for bar 15. Easy as that. Decision making is not difficult around here. And stress is very low around here. All right, 15, what you got? Pete, do you not expect the move to find its way back to the EMA, Pete? Eventually it probably will because it drags the EMA down, but I don't give a shit about the EMA. I do not care. I care about what's real. I care about price action. I went deep. I went deep years ago trying to figure out, hey, can trading off EMAs work? SMAs, EMAs, different time frames, just about every time frame with every value of EMA and SMA that you can possibly put on a chart. And guess what worked? None of them, because they are nothing more, nothing less than a self-fulfilling prophecy, and the price action always wins. The price action is king. But, I mean, I get it. I get it. People, you know, I heard the same thing and I still went out of my way to try it. Just because that's my personality type. If you're like, fuck you, bro, I'm smarter than you, I'm gonna go figure it out. I hope you figure it out. But I'm telling you, have you ever heard a really, really good trader who's been in the game for a long time, who's like intraday? I'm not talking investing, I'm talking like intraday. They're like, all I do is sell when it tests the 20 exponential moving average. That's it. That's what I do. And you're like, that makes, you know, that made you $100 million. They're like, yep. Never heard it. I hear a whole bunch of traders saying I trade price action concepts and my own spin on things. And I manage risk. Or I should say, I kind of... My risk is elastic in the sense of I adjust my sizing to fit the current volatility environment, and I use basic price action concepts, and I understand context, and are we ranging, are we trending, and then I make adjustments to my decision making based on the context intraday. I hear that constantly. But I get it. In the early days, you got a big old ego. You're smarter than everybody. I get it. I know. We all thought that. We all thought that. There's a lot of smart people in this game, man. You're not the first one. But if you want to go waste 2 years trying to figure out how to trade off an EMA, I genuinely really hope it works for you. And I do not say that tongue-in-cheek or in any way whatsoever. I just don't think it's going to. I think you're going to be kind of pissed that you wasted the time trying to figure that out. When something like this exists, that you can just go straight to the source, price action. Cut out the middleman. Why waste your time with the middleman that is an indicator, like exponential moving average? I mean, why? The price action's right in front of your face. I know what I'm saying makes sense, because I eventually had to figure out that what I'm saying makes sense. 30 seconds out. Let's get ready here. All right, here we go. 20 seconds. Copy trader engaged. And let's see. Can bar 15 give us a nice clean close near the low? And if it can, I will have to put out a stop limit sell. as a present for these bears. Boom, place that guy. We will get a fill. Suck risk up. Bring this guy down. And put risk back where I want it, which is if we take out the signal body high, then I no longer want to be involved. All right, cool. See if the bears can take that baby down through here on bar 16. Oh, you bears. ATR 41, by the way, expanding very, very much, which we love to see. And ATR in the 40s is tremendous here on the 5-minute chart. Very good to see that. Love that. All right, bears, take us down through now. Do it to them. There you go. That's it. Keep that moving. I would love to see if we can get a full ATR. All right, bears. Well, good little first run, but not nearly close enough. Lot of work to do here out of the bears. Lot of work for them to do. I'm not interested. I will say again, in money that is just there, that breaks my plan, because my plan has treated me very, very well. My methodology has treated me very well and has kept me away from the pain that the hell that I went through in the early days. But I get it. A lot of people are like, hey, you know, oh my God, take the $500. Nope. I used to do that. And then I went through a hell that I wouldn't wish on anybody, trying to figure this out. I'm gonna go ahead and stick with Trade and Ram. ATR 43! All right, Bulls, let's see if they can take out that wick high of 15. We've got 45 seconds-ish left on this 5-minute bar, bar 16. And if the Bulls can take out the wick high of 15, then I'm no longer interested in participating. But it ain't over till it's over, man. Let's see if the Bears can step in and clean this up. Bulls making a run at it, that's for sure. Decent close there out of 16. All right, bulls. Respect. Let's see if they can take that out. They will. Let's cut it. Moving on. All right. Disengage our copy trader. We are still green on the day, which is good news. Though I don't really give a shit, to be honest with you. Just do my job and move on, dude. All right, 4.5 minutes out. And let's see what 17? Let's see what 17 gives us. All right, bulls. Respect. 3 minutes out. Let's see what they got. Okay, so far, I do not mind bar 17 here at all. See how this closes up. We're a minute 50 out. All right, well, should we get ready? Just in case, so let's see. Come on, bulls, give us a clean close here on 17. Yeah, risk on this would actually not be too bad, assuming it closes reasonably here. And with the ATR at 43, I don't mind this at all. All right. All right, we are 25 seconds out. Got to get the copy trader ready to roll here. And I'm going to get a stop limit buy ready for these bulls. All wrapped up with a little bow on top. If, and only if, they can show me the confidence and give us a nice clean close up near the high. That's reasonable. I'm only going to give that 15 seconds, though. That is not a 30-second setup. I'll give that 15 seconds to give me a fill, and if it does not, we'll pull it and move on. 5 seconds here. No fill, no trade. Pull it. All right, let's watch 18 here. I want quick resolution out of those guys. Didn't get it, so no trade. Media, good morning. All right, Bulls coming back. You know, bar, what, 18 here is looking half reasonable. Though, these Bulls are coming right into the 20, which has not been tested in a little while. And this kind of scenario is the only time in the world that I really care about that 20 if we close, like, right in front of it. Now, if there's room, it's like, all right, we can make sense of that. But if it's really close, then I gotta hold off and watch 19. But with that wick high already here on 18 where it is, it's looking more and more likely that we'll have to wait for bar 19 anyway. Rufio, good to hear it, brother. Use code BIG on my Take Profit Trader account. Took a $1,200 payout yesterday, maintaining a 1K buffer on a 50K account, up 680 today, and we'll be taking that out as well. Daily payouts are a game changer. You're damn straight they're a game changer, man. Especially, I say this all the time, but if you're trying to bootstrap going full-time trading and you're like, hey, I feel like I think I have, or I'm pretty damn sure I have a positive expected value, leaving money on the table, man. Take Profit lets you pull it out above the buffer every day. All right, minute 10 out here, getting closer and closer to that 20. And really, again, I only care at all because, you know, we made a big move away and now we're coming back for a test. And oftentimes you see that turn into a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy. All right, looks like I'm going to be waiting for bar 19. All right, quick break. Back in a couple minutes. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. All right, welcome back. And bar 19 here. Doing a whole lot of nothing thus far. You got big 19. Come on now. We might be looking forward to 20. All right, bar 20. Google unveils quantum computing breakthrough with its Willow chip. Interesting. Let's move an alphabet. Couple of points upside. Here, just about 5 minutes ago. All right, bar 20. You got 3.5 minutes to figure this thing out, big man. Let's go. Let's take this baby higher. Close it up nice and clean. All right, 244 out. All right, Bears, you can have it. You can have it. Give us a nice clean close, then 21. Lucky 21 is going to be our bar. For trade number 3 here on the day. Now, I mean, you know, hindsight's 2020. We always live in a fog, right? But just as an example, 19 and what 20 has done so far is the reason why I hold off on 18. Anywhere else, 16, 17, 18 is a monster. Monster. I'd say A minus, just because there's bigger wick on the bottom. Continuation setup. But right into the 20 EMA when we have not tested it for a while, becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. I don't want any reason for the Bulls to say, yeah, all right. And I don't want any reason for the Bears to get confidence. I want the Bears feeling just awful about themselves when I enter long with a stop limit by above 18. So when this kind of thing happens, you're coming right into this. This is kind of common, 1920. So it keeps me out. That's the one thing, really, that I'm ever using an actual indicator for, is just the self-fulfilling prophecy that causes some insecurity out of my side and some kind of maybe undeserved confidence from the other side. So I stay out. When any other time, if I saw 16, 17, 18, when this is not there, you know it's a monster. We're putting it on. Not in this case. All right, 20. Decent closer out of 20. What you got, 21? Let's see. Starting to like this price action more than the last couple of days, huh? ATR 39, looking good. You know, I'm actually very curious. I think we're probably going to be split. I ran a poll about this once on the actual channel, not on stream, but on the channel in the posts, like the community section, which I'm a big fan. I like that section a lot, actually. I said if you could only trade one direction, kind of a funny, silly question. If you could trade only one direction for the rest of your life, which would it be? Long or short? And the majority said long, because they're like, yeah, the market has, you know, what they were saying was the market has positive drift. Which is true. But let's talk about NQ for a second. Intraday trading. I'm not talking about investing. Okay, investing, you can do whatever you want. Intraday, day trading. If you could only trade futures, one direction for the rest of time, which direction would it be? You know, I gotta tell you, I think my answer would be short. I don't like the question. I don't want to have to pick. Good thing we don't have to pick. But I think my answer would have to be to the short side. Just because when we need volatility, the short side is what gets it moving. All right, we're halfway through this 5-minute bar. All right, Bears, 2 minutes out. I do not mind what I'm seeing thus far. I'm liking 21. Is 21 our lucky number 21 body that gives us trade number 3 on the day? Let's find out. Minute 55. Yeah, I don't know about the stop hunt. It's kind of far. We got to see where this closes up if we get it at all. I'd likely be just looking for a full ATR, which would not be a stop hunt. Well, let's see. I don't want to commit to anything until I see this close. But if it does close up, textbook setup. Very easy to recognize. All right, 60 seconds. Come on, Bears. Bunch of babies. Don't give it up now. Man, you were holding it right there for minutes. Fucking scared Bears ruining it for everybody. Well, you better get ready, huh? All right, we're 17 seconds out. Gonna have to go ahead and get the copy trader engaged in case these Bears can clean things up. Give us a nice low close. Come on, Bears. Lucky number 21. Give it to us. Oh, you bunch of babies. No trade. All right, we watched 22. Come on, 22. Do what 21 couldn't. Give it to us. Three and a half minutes out. Do it to him, Bears. Give us a nice, beautiful, clean close. $21 was our golden boy, and he's benched. All right, 22. Halfway through this 5-minute bar, 2.5 minutes out. Ninety seconds. All right, Bears. All right, Bears. Do it for me. I've got a present for you. Let's see What you got? $33 seconds out, copy trader. Engaged. Bears. Half reasonable setup. I don't mind what we're looking at here at all. That is, I'd say, about a B plus RAM setup. 15 seconds out. Need to see the Bears close this beneath the wick low of 21, though. If they cannot do that, I am taking my ball and going home. We got a stop limit sell for you. You want it or not? It's one tick below. I'm going to give it 10 seconds for a total of 15 since the open of the bar. It is one tick below. Okay. There we go. Adjust the stop. And right there. All right. Barely. It was one tick. One tick. Had to look kind of carefully. Just gave it the full 50, or I guess I plopped it down like 6 seconds after the open of 23 here. I was going to give it 15 seconds, so really I was giving it 9 seconds since I plopped the order down, but we did get a fill, so beauty. Now we sit and see if we'll take a bar by bar if needed, and we see if it works for us. ATR 39.5. All right, Bears, you sons of guns. Let's keep that pushing. Take that baby down through. Keep that moving. Am I looking for a stop hunt? The answer is it's a bit far. The answer is no. The lineup just is not, it's not exactly there, but I do want to stay exposed. We'll just move that guy down a little bit because I'm not really going to use it much anyway. And ATR 41. Let's see, can we get about 3/4? Boom! 3/4 of an ATR, and we are out there ahead of the stop hunt. Now we need to see how this guy closes up and see if we can actually get the stop hunt. But good trade there. That one did maybe $2,900. All right, keep moving. All right, 23, what you got for us? Stay ahead of that stop hunt, baby. Stay ahead of that guy. We got 2 minutes, 50 seconds out. If they pop it through, that's okay. That's no big deal. But I would like to participate if we can on a fresh trade number 4 of the day, because that right there was number 3. Bears, hold it, hold it, hold it. Hold it. This bar is getting kind of big. This was the reason for not leaving it on. Which I don't ever have any regrets about the way I manage things, really, at this point. FOMO has never really been a big problem for me, because I've always understood that you miss out on money that would change your life by 9:31 a.m. Eastern every day in the options market. So what's the point of having FOMO anywhere else? Let's see if these Bears, are they going to punch it? They'll take out those stops. All right. All right. Good push, Bears. If that 22 closed a tad lower, we'd have went for that stop hunt. It was kind of high, though, honestly. So I managed that guy, I think, pretty much as well as I could in the moment. All right, so we got a minute 25. 23 is now just a massive bar. Is it the biggest bar of the day? It is the biggest bar of the day. Very, very outsized. Keep an eye on this guy. $60 seconds. Man, beautiful scalp though, I gotta say. Nice push out of the bears. God, you gotta love it. Now, again, though, for me here on 23, we've taken out the stops, which was, I was looking at for trade number 4. They got to it before I could, as far as, well, I mean, they you know, the market didn't give us an entry to take trade number 4. I've said this before, but when a trade like 22 is a bit far for a stop hunt, I'll split it into 2 trades. So I'll take off the scalp shorting 22 and see, hey, does 23 end up closing above the stop hunt? And then I'll take that for the push down through. I like to split it up when it's far away. If 22 had closed down here, it's all in one trade, right? But you get 23 like this. Now you see this? It wicks right back and closes above the area where it hunted the stops. That happens a lot. So 24 becomes a really important bar to see, does this turn into a trading range, or do the bears try to continue this baby, closing it beneath the wick low of 23? Very important bar here on 24. All right, we're 2 minutes 40 seconds out here from the close of bar 24. Again, 24 is a big important body. They continue this guy lower, it tells us that the bears are they have some confidence. But if the bulls hold this up, even as just a really small inside closed bear body, or a small bull body, or of course a big body, that tells me that we might be looking at just a trading range. And then we got to be careful getting short down near the low of 23. Until we get another good setup, of course. All right, 90 seconds. Well, all right. I think we got to get ready here. Let's see. All right, 25 seconds out. Bar 24. Looking promising. Let's see if we get anything here. Copy trader, ready to go. Got to keep you on your toes. Let's see if 24 can give us a nice clean close. It's got to be beneath the wick low here of 23. Ooh, that's right on top of it. I can't do it. That's not even a tick below. No trade. That is right on top of it. That is insecurity there out of the bears. All right, so we got to wait on 25. See if they can clean it up here on 25. All right, 25. Let's see what you got. Well, Bears, if you were going to do that anyway, what, you couldn't give me the entry on 24? Okay, Caden, good question. Nika, would you have taken that entry on an eval? Yeah, probably. Yes. It got so, I mean, actually, if you look at this, we actually closed, I think, it's hard to kind of see, but maybe a tick or two above the wick low of 23. So that was a very good no trade. But on an eval, what I would have done is set a stop limit sell beneath the wick low of 24 and just see, hey, do I get a fill? Risk the signal body, let it push, scalp. And then, as you guys know, size down as I get closer to the finish line and just scalp my way to the finish line. I'm not interested in spending a lot of time in evals. No one gives a shit if you're some tremendous eval trader. No one cares. They're too cheap to spend weeks trading evals. If you have positive expected value, then your opportunity cost is there. If you're, if you don't really have an edge yet and you're not really profitable yet, or you're unsure if you are, what you should do is trade one micro until you are, and then you scale that thing fast. Do everything you can to spend the majority of your time in fundeds, not evals. Once you have positive expected value. Before you do, you got to find it in the eval. Keep those expenses low. Once you find positive expected value, a statistical edge, something that is consistently making you money, relatively consistently, then it's time to think about opportunity cost and do it fast, which means getting more aggressive in the evals. Yeah, so 25K on the first test of the day, like we're trying to see right now. I think of 25K kind of as an area where there might be some stops beneath. But once we go through 25K, to me, it kind of is a nuisance more than anything. It just can kind of act like a magnet. The market can kind of get stuck around big S tier levels like 20,000, 25,000. So that first test can be interesting. After that, I just want to get away from it. But that wick got so close within 3 or 4 points of testing 25K that it has kind of, taken that fun off the table. For us to get an entry to test it, So ideally, let's just at this point either get down through 25 and keep going, or let's push up away from 25. Just get away from it at this point. I'm not interested in sticking around 25K all day like the market has done. By the way, guys, best deal of the day today as far as prop firms that I'm a big fan of is going to be Take Profit Trader. 40% off, and you will not pay an activation fee when you pass if you use code BIG, B-I-G, when you buy the account. And that activation fee ain't cheap, so you want to wipe that out. All right, 26, 25, big ol' ugly, tiny little bull doji, wiki. What you got, 26? Giovanni Joe, what's up, big dog? You got the whole chat wondering where you're at. All I keep hearing is, where's Joe? Where's Joe? All right, 2.5 minutes out. Halfway through this 5-minute bar. Come on, 26. You got something for us or what? One option says, uh-oh, context says a range might be forming. Yeah, I mean, listen, if you look at a 2-minute chart, you could say that. Here on the 5, I think it's a little early to say that, but I see exactly why you're saying that. You have a small bull body, basically a doji on 25 after 24. Yeah, it's entirely a possibility. We got to keep an eye on that. Got to keep an eye on that. You don't, it's going to happen to all of us. You're going to still be betting on a kind of a trend or maybe a soft bull or bear channel continuation style once or twice, and you end up losing once a trade or 2 in a row because you're like, in hindsight, you're like, oh, it was turning into a trading range. It's going to happen. You're going to miss context sometimes. Now, that's okay. That's totally baked into RAM. It's okay to make those mistakes. You can find enough edge here to make those mistakes and still make all the money you could ever need. But you can't make that mistake 8 times in a row like most people do. They keep, out of principle, they're like, I got to be right. They keep betting on downside. They keep betting on downside. They keep betting on breakouts. But it's like, this is a trading range now. It's a trading range. You're ignoring context. So you can make it, you know, once, twice, 3 times in a row, shit. When you start taking that trade 11 times in one day and losing, you know, 10 of them, that's a problem. You're giving too much back out of emotion. Trading Chris. What's up, big man? How we doing? 4.5 minutes out. Bar 27 here. Bulls. What do we got? You know, by the way, I know a lot of you guys out there, you're like, maybe you feel a little left out with all the regulars. Man, hang out in the chat. You're here a couple of days, all of a sudden you're a reg. Pretty much, I will say, and I'm not bullshitting you, everybody who's regularly in the chat, I remember. Everybody. So hang out in the chat, man. Become a regular. The door is open. 3:15 out. Blake, how we doing? Scott, good to see you, big man. Niles. Stupid question, big dog. What's up, brother? Damn straight, biblical. How we doing? Leo? What's up? All right, 2:22 out. Come on, bar 27. Come on, now, again here, I want to show you guys, because I always have a 2-minute pulled up. Let's switch to a 2-minute for a second. You guys see this? We might just enter a trading range here. It's entirely possible, so we got to be careful here. We got to be careful. Especially with 25 and 26 being such weak bodies. Wick high of 24. Gotta be careful. Welcome, doctor. How we doing? Son of a bitch, I'm almost out. All right, 27. Again, I'm a little concerned. I'm a little concerned that this guy turns right into a trading range. And I will say, contextually speaking, this is a big, giant, soft-ish bear channel, right? Never lose sight of context. Context is always first. That's why it was the first Very first ever live training session, which you can watch as in the archive, obviously. In the tomb, context is number one, always. Setup comes second. So the context here is soft bear channel. Okay, on the full day, right? Now, the faster context, we might, maybe see this turn into a little trading range. Volatility would have to die out for that to become a thing, but we'll see here on 28. But with this context of soft bear channel, this here, 25, 26, 27, this is too weak for me to get long. If 26 looked better, like if 25 looked more like, I guess if this sequence looked more like a smaller version of 16, 17, 18, that would be cleaner. But this here is so ugly that, I think it probably doesn't work 6 times out of 10. 28 is pushing. That doesn't mean it would have hit profit target yet. And plus, I mean, there's no entry. The wick high on 27 is ugly as hell. There's no entry there anyway. So, you got to remember, this is a soft bear channel until it's not. So I will say, I'd much rather see pushes toward the high and then 2 consecutive bear bodies and just fade that thing back lower as many times as possible. Take out the wick low of 25 if we get it within a close within reason to stop hunt, and just do that over and over and over and over. And if there is a clean setup up out of the hole, take it to the long side. But this is not a clean setup up out of the hole. 25, 26, 27. It's just not that clean. Context always wins. By the way, we are closing in on 104,000 subs. I guess not that it really matters, man, but hit subscribe. Just so we can say we got it. All right, 28. Good little push here so far. Again, soft bear channel is the context, so we gotta chill out a little bit. Coming into the 20 EMA as well. All right, 55 seconds out. Things looking very nice so far on this 28 bar, but it's bringing us into into the top third of the soft bear channel. So, and the 20 EMA. So we gotta kind of chill out and watch 29. Good close there out of 28. But again, coming right into the 20 EMA, coming right into the top third of that soft bear channel. So we got to watch 29. All right, bar 29. Looking better and better and better. We are 3 minutes out. Minute 15 out. Joe, tremendous, brother. It's going very, very extraordinarily better than I could ask. Well, my goal is to build I'm not joking, okay? This keeps me up at night. When I wake up in the morning and think about this, I'm too excited to fall back asleep. I'm not bullshitting you right now. That happened to me this morning. My goal is to create fucking monsters in that room. Monsters. Okay? My goal is for you guys to go on and do so extraordinarily well and not even just take all the credit. I don't give a fuck. Just go make so much money that your family looks at you and says, motherfucker, thank you. You're a monster. That's what I want, because fuck yeah, let's go. I love it. It gets me all amped up. 10 seconds out. Come on, 29. Oh, you insecure little bulls. All right, 30. What do we got? Let's see. 30 can give us a nice clean close. I've got a present for the Bulls here, but it's got to be clean, man. Come on, 30. Do it to him. Give us a big old pop. Not too big, but a reasonably sized pop. 245 out. Javaz, copy trading 25, big man, scaling horizontally. Let's go. Man, 25, that's a great place to be, man. 25 accounts. Very good work. Good job. Minute 40 out. Come on, big bar 30. $60 seconds. Bulls insecure. Bears holding us back. $20 seconds. What's up, DJ? How we doing? All right, bar 30. What do you have in store? Looks like we're going to be watching 31, huh? All right, there's the open of 31. Back in 2 minutes. Quick break. Don't go anywhere. All right. Welcome back. Big bar 31. What do we got? Give us a nice clean close, and then I've got a big old gift for the Bears. Let's see what they got. Yeah, you guys think I'm gonna miss this? Not a chance, man. If it closes clean. I hate that wick so far. All right, let's get ready. 25 seconds out. Copy trader. Engaged. Ready to go. And I need those Bears to clean this baby up here in the next 10 seconds. Give us a nice low close. Not too much wick. That is too much wick. So let's see these Bears take this guy a bit lower. I hate that. That's too much wick on 31. All right, next bar. That is some insecure Bears, man. No trade. On to 32. All right, 350 out. 32, let's see if you got something for us here. Yeah, that's right, Ride. 21 and 31, similar situations. Oh, God. Fuck, that's hot. Son of a bitch. Three minutes. 32. What do we have? Come on now. Okay, Jerry. Hey, how we doing, first of all? How would you manage a 300K on Apex? Already funded it. Okay, so funded 300K at Apex. In a volatility environment like this, I trade 1 mini. On a 300K at Apex. Some of you guys are like, 1 mini, you're allowed to trade? What is it, 35, I think is the max on a 300K? Or something like that. Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's absurd. You can start scaling if you get well over the buffer and you're like, okay, time to go for the payout record. If that's your thing, fine. But yep, I don't think you need any more on a 300K than 1 mini, especially when ATR is 44, you know. All right, it's 57 seconds out here. Roll over a 32? Absolutely nothing. All right, guys. I'm out of here. I'm off to hit lunch. Hey. Best deal of the day is going to be Take Profit Trader. I love that prop, man. If you're trying to bootstrap going full time, that's the one to go with. Take Profit Trader, 40% off, no activation fee with code BIG. Again, the activation fee is over $100, so wipe that thing out. Use code BIG when you sign up at Take Profit, man. Daily payouts. Very, very tremendously good thing. Especially, again, if you're trying to bootstrap going full time, man. It gets money in the account quickly. All right, guys, I'm out of here. See you tomorrow morning. If you're trading the afternoon, be patient. Be patient. Market is not alive. Market does not feel emotion toward you. Market doesn't care if you're bored. But you know who does care? If you cannot control your boredom, your family. When all you fucking do is blow accounts and you're out of the industry in 2 years. Remain patient. Do whatever you can to distract yourself enough that you don't start taking bad trades, but you can't distract yourself so much that you start taking, that you miss the good trades. Okay? Keep one foot in always, but if you sit in dead silence in a quiet room with the door closed and stare at the charts, waiting for a setup for 3 hours, you're probably going to make mistakes. We are human, okay? So do everything you can not to do that. Be patient. Let the setup come to you. And when it does, hit it hard, baby. No fear. Accept the outcome. Move on. All right, guys.